I feel like I'm a bit all over the place, but I want to talk about, business and hospitality in particular. We've seen all sorts of, first of all, the city was first in that grant and loan program, what feels like forever ago, but back in March. And that was fantastic, but we saw that it wasn't big enough. And then PPP came along and everything else, but it seems like hospitality just cannot get the right program, cannot get a break. Have you given thought to what are your thoughts around what we can be doing for an industry like hospitality that we've only seen a shred of it in terms of the city's perspective reopen, right? Nightlife isn't there. Knocking shoulders at the bar with somebody isn't going to happen for a long time, as much as I miss it. So what kind of programs have you been giving thought to, or what could we have done differently or do differently?
Look, I think nightlife, the restaurant industry is going to be tied into a couple of factors. First, safety and science. Second, how we bring back international travel and tourism, which is so much a part of our economy as it relates to nightlife. As much as we like to think that tourists from all over the world come to see the Statue of Liberty and all of our landmarks, they come to see how we all live with each other. I'm always convinced that someone from the Midwest and they've come to New York, they see all of us and who we are, and then they're like, okay, we're moving to New York. We love this place. We want to come back every year. And so we need to bring that group back. And to do that, it's going to be a very slow and difficult reopening. I worry about nightlife, not just in Manhattan or the Meatpacking district, but I worry about the small restaurants and shops around the boroughs. Think about Jackson Heights and parts of
Absolutely.
a lot of these businesses were operating with a low profit margin, if they had profit at all. They were already hanging by the edge. So my plan is, first and foremost, we have to leverage city contract dollars to make sure that we're investing with women and minority-owned businesses. Only 5% of the city's $20 billion procurement budget goes to women and women and minority-owned businesses. That's outrageous, given what we're dealing with now, and we have fought for this for years. We need a chief diversity officer to look at that funding, because we have to help ourselves. This is where the city can invest in community. And that's also true in resources around. So I want to make sure that there's that plan in place. And we've got to bring the industry, the bids, the nightlife people to the table, because again, you can't do this top down. I'm amazed that when we said, look, let's not open up the inside of restaurants, how many restaurant owners called me, just as people I know, and said, yeah, we're not ready to open inside. But we do need loans and loan forgiveness. We do need, as part of the federal stimulus package, aid to these small businesses, and it has to be in a comprehensive way. And the mayor, I mean, I know he has all these task forces. No one knows what they're doing and what it's going to result in. And I think that has to change.
We were fighting early on to get critical people appointed to some of these task force. You may recall he didn't even have one related to transportation when he rolled them out, which was, whew, how does this town get around? How does the economy work in this town without transportation?
Well, it's also interconnected. You can't open up nightlife without a new and better transportation system. And you have to now take advantage of the weather, the outside. I also think that's not just with nightlife, but wouldn't it be better if we could access outdoor space around the city? Jamal Bowman, the new congressman-elect, is talking about that today. I talked to him last night about, what about using open space for schools? And, just open up the city for as long as possible. Remember, vaccines are in the work, cures or viral medicine is on the way. Our job is to keep things moving as safely as possible in the economy until that help inoculates all of us.